The Township Digital Market Access program, an initiative designed to tackle one of the biggest challenges facing township-based SMMEs, faces limited access to markets. And now this barrier often constrains cash flow and slows business growth. The program aims to change that by helping some entrepreneurs expand their reach through connections with suitable e-commerce platforms and trusted partners. And for more on this, we are now joined by W&RSETA spokesperson Vukani Mnyandu. He joins us now in studio to unpack this a bit more further. Vukani, thank you so much for your time this evening, and thanks for coming in studio. Maybe let's start off here. Tell us about this Township Digital Market Access program. It is meant to uplift some of the some of the SMMEs in Gauteng.
Thank you. Good evening to you, Mbali, and good evening to our viewers at home on this Sunday evening. Look, on behalf of the wholesale and retail SETA, we've got multiple programs that are aimed at advancing skills development, mainly for the youth and women and people with disability in South Africa. One of those that we do through a collaboration with the UK-SA Tech Hub, as well as the 22 Onslowen, which is a start-up facility here in Sandton, is what we call the Township Digital Market Access Program. What is that? It's basically us, wholesale and retail SETA, releasing grant funding and identify implementing agents such as the 22 Onslowen, which is a startup campus, for them really to mobilize youngsters in townships to participate in the 6-month program, which is largely aimed at, exposing SMMEs to digital market. What we have realized as the wholesale and retail SETA is that gone are the days where, honestly, when you have a product or a service, you need to physically sell. Products are largely pushed now, on the internet through e-commerce. So we have identified a huge gap in South Africa. Yeah. We are trying, therefore, to have more and more of entrepreneurs really partaking in the digital economy.
Of course, you are trying to reach out to entrepreneurs, particularly in Gauteng. Maybe just tell us how many have benefited so far through this platform.
So this is our second year with the program. Just this week, we had 120, that graduated, that completed the 6-month program. Also last year, we almost had a similar number, when we started with the program. Next year, we are extending, this program to the Western Cape province as well. We're trying to now have more and more of, these particular youngsters.
And this program, what does it entail?
It basically, in the main, it tries to, teach SMMEs the value of the digital economy and the opportunities that are there. It also teaches them, aspects of marketing combined with the, the digital marketing. But in essence, it is largely aimed at making them understand how to use technology in selling products within the country through different platforms, which are also inclusive, by the way, of social media, and many other apps, for different companies such as Take a Lot as well. So we are expecting them to be champions, to understand the different apps that are there and different digital platforms that are there, and be the eyes and ears and townships, and profile products and services that are there, plug them in those particular platforms, and be the facilitators of trade between township, products and services, and with the rest of the world.
What has been the response from some of the entrepreneurs who have been selected to be part of this program? How have they said this has actually benefited them and their business in terms of expanding it, on a larger scale?
Let me share you with one story which I had on Thursday during the graduation which we had of the 120. I heard a story of from one of the beneficiaries who said, look, when I started for a period of almost, I think it's about 3 to 5 years, my turnover, I think it's a turnover revenue, was about 6,000 Rand. It was in March. But ever since I started partaking in various digital platforms and pushing my products, I'm sitting with not less than 86,000 per month. And those are the type of stories really that we want to, hear. Look, there are so many opportunities SMMEs, especially from township and rural areas, must tap in and market their businesses there.
We also understand that at least you keep on referring to graduates, and I understand that 50 graduates have also made their way to China. I know that they left in January this year and they're on a one-year program. Tell us about that program, particularly in terms of how this will advance their businesses.
Like I had said, if you look at the wholesale or the retail sector, not just in South Africa, but all over the world, much trade is done now online. So we are trying, therefore, out of that program, where on an annual basis we are sending, TVET graduates. It's specific now, that one, to TVET graduates, for them to get a one-year exposure, specifically in the Republic of China. And look, they are being exposed to various avenues, around retail. So on an annual basis, we have that particular program. Around May, June, that's where we advertise this opportunity. And we are doing in partnership with the China Culture International Exchange.
Right.
Yeah.
Vukani, thank you so much for your time. That is Vukani Mnyandu. He is the wholesale and retail SETA spokesperson there, just talking to us about that very important program, particularly for SMMEs.